Hello and welcome to this edition of the Somontano Grapevine, a podcast about life in and around the Somontano area in Aragon, northeast Spain. I'm Alan Dawson. Every year the Barbastro Athletics Club organise 4 big road races. The biggest, both in terms of distance and organisation, is the Somontano Wine Route Half Marathon. The race is run in association with the Dio Somontano Wine Council, and the route passes through the vineyards and in front of some of Somontano's most famous wineries, Viñas Aldero and Bodegas Pirineos. This year, during the third weekend in September, the race will celebrate its 25th anniversary. There'll be a whole series of events marking this important occasion. These include an exhibition of photographs and memorabilia from previous races and a visit from world and European champion marathon runner Martín Fiz. Martín will be present during a special screening of the documentary Fiz, Pure Marathon, which tells his story in the world of marathon running. When the Somontano Wine Route Half Marathon started 25 years ago, road running was not as popular an activity as it is now, and only about 50 people took part. Over the years, both the sport and the Somontano Half Marathon have become much more popular. For example, a record-breaking 700 people took part in the 18th edition of the race. Fernando Avellan is a runner and a member of the Barbastro Athletics Club. Over the years, he's been involved in the half marathon, both as a runner and as a member of the organising committee. I asked him how many people the club was expecting to participate in the 25th anniversary race.
More or less 500 people. 500 people. It could be a good number. And the club are working about that.
And from the perspective of organising a race for 500 people, how complicated is it?
The most difficult thing is to get permission. The second one is to get the money, because subscriptions are not enough to pay the expense of the race. Then comarca, mayor, denominación de origen, and different factories, stores, helps with a bigger or not bigger amount of money, or even to give us a kind of service. There are different kinds of help for us.
And on the day of the race, how many volunteers do you need?
Well, volunteers is an important topic, because it's difficult to meet and to convince people to work. But if you convince them that this race is not a race for a club, but it's a race for a city, the thought changes. Then more people are very proud to help us, because it's a race for us, or it's the race also.
This year you're doing something different, because you're doing not one race, but 3?
Okay, yeah, that's right. This is because this year is 25th edition. In the first edition, there was a 5-kilometer race, 10-kilometer race, and a half marathon.
How are the inscriptions going?
I'm not sure, about 100 more or less.
Is that 100 in total or 100 for the half marathon?
I'm not sure. This half marathon is the first big race. You want to prepare it. You have to begin in summer, hot summer. It's very difficult to run, very difficult to run, very difficult to prepare in a good way. Then people wait to subscribe, because they are not sure if they are fit or not. 2 weeks before the race, the subscription increased.
And from your experience in the last 25 years, what was the best memories you have?
It was when Martín Fiz, a marathon champion, broke the ice. After him, others good racers want to run our race. In fact, this year Martin Fifth come back again. Come back not to run, but to show us a film about a marathon, and the profit of the sale of tickets will go to the Down Association of Huesca.
The route starts in the centre of Barbastro and then goes outside the city through the villages of Pozán de Vero and Castilazuelo. The day of the race is a great example of community spirit, and the inhabitants of these villages work together alongside other volunteer groups like the Red Cross and Civil Protection to make sure the day is a big success. The route takes the runners near the banks of the River Vero and past some of the vineyards and wineries which will be familiar to tourists who come to travel the Somontano wine route, stopping and tasting wines along the way. But when someone is running along this part of the Somontano Ruta de Vino, they have a completely different point of view. Thinking about the route, the distance is set, but the terrain, the level changes, the difficulty. How does the Somontano half marathon compare to other marathons?
Well, our half marathon is a harder half marathon than around us. Why? When you go to Pozán, you need to run stronger because you are go up. But when you turn around, there are no go down. There are no go down. You need to run strong again, and it's difficult. Because you was thinking that the return was easy, and it is not. It is not. And finally, you find the wall of the silo, which is a big slope before you come in to the town, and it's very, very hard. After that, you are surrounded by people support you, and the last kilometer is emotionally strong because people help you to finish the race. But it's hard. It's a half marathon, very hard. All the people who have run it do the same. For me, my best half marathon was in Huesca because there was 3 laps for the same route, and my better result was there. 1 hour 30 minutes exactly.
What's your running strategy for the Somontano half marathon?
It depends the year. It depends the training before. Well, this year I want only to run. I know have expectation. I know want results. No, I'm not in my fit. Today is the first time I ran 18 kilometers since past year.
My special thanks to Fernando Avellain, who is helping to organize and participate in the special celebratory 25th edition of the Somontano Half Marathon. If you would like any more information about the race and the timetable for the events over the weekend of the race in September, you can find it on the Barbastro Athletics Club website. That's www.cabarbastro.com. www.cabarbastro.com. And that's it for this edition of the Somontano Grapevine. If you have any comments or questions about what you heard today, or if you have any suggestions about what you'd like to hear about life in Somontano Aragon in the future, please don't hesitate to contact me, Alan Dawson, through my website, www.inglesconalan.com. Thanks for listening.